There is a liquid that costs $1 and makes rain physically impossible to stick to glass. Not repels it, not slows it, converts the surface at a molecular level so water has nothing to grip onto. One application on a bare windshield and rain beads into perfect spheres and rolls off in under half a second without a single wiper stroke. Roman engineers used hydrophobic mineral compounds on aqueduct stone to stop water absorption in 100 AD. Medieval glassmakers in Venice sealed cathedral glass with silica-based resins that repelled rain for decades without maintenance. The United States Army Air Corps treated bomber windshields with silicon dioxide compounds in 1943, so pilots could fly through storm systems without visibility loss. Indigenous craftsmen across 4 continents have known that certain plant and mineral compounds change how water behaves on a surface for over 1,000 years. The chemistry was documented in automotive engineering literature by 1936. By 1947, the wiper blade industry had done the math. The global wiper market generates over $15 billion every single year. Every driver, every vehicle, every 6 to 12 months, like clockwork. A $1 solution that eliminates that purchase permanently is not an innovation to celebrate. It is a threat to neutralize. They did not stop using it because it failed. They stopped talking about it because it worked too well. This is the story of hydrophobic glass chemistry, the rain killer that military pilots trusted and corporations buried. If this kind of knowledge matters to you, subscribe and hit the bell. This is where the vaults get opened. To understand how this happened, you have to go back further than most people expect. Roman engineers building the Pont du Gard aqueduct in 19 BC applied a silica-based mineral slurry to the inner stone channels to prevent water absorption and biological growth. They called it opus signinum. The compound changed the surface energy of the stone so dramatically that water could not penetrate it. The aqueduct ran for 400 years without significant degradation. Roman builders did not fully understand the molecular chemistry, but they understood the result. Water that cannot grip a surface cannot damage it. By the 12th century, Venetian glassmakers on the island of Murano were applying silica-rich mineral coatings to cathedral windows to prevent rain etching and mineral staining. Guild records preserved at the Biblioteca Nazionale Marciana in Venice document the formulations in detail. The coatings were applied once and lasted for generations. The knowledge was considered so valuable that Venetian glassmakers were legally forbidden from leaving the island under penalty of death. Fast forward to 1936. A surface chemist documented what would later be formally named the Lotus effect. He observed that certain silicon dioxide compounds bonded to glass surfaces at a molecular level changed the contact angle of water from near 0 degrees to over 100 degrees. At 0 degrees, water spreads flat and clings. At 100 degrees, it forms a perfect sphere with almost no surface contact. Almost no contact means almost no adhesion. Almost no adhesion means wind pressure alone at highway speed removes it completely. No wiper needed. Physics handles it. By 1943, the United States Army Air Corps was applying silicon dioxide-based hydrophobic treatments to the windshields of B-17 and B-24 bombers flying missions over the Pacific and European theaters. Maintenance records from the 445th Bombardment Group, stationed at Tibenham in Norfolk, England, document the application process in detail. Pilots flying through storm systems at altitude reported dramatically improved forward visibility compared to aircraft using standard glass. The treatment cost almost nothing per aircraft. The visibility improvement was considered operationally significant. After 1945, that knowledge came home with the engineers who developed it. A handful of early civilian adopters were using it on their personal vehicles by the late 1940s. And then, very quietly, it stopped being talked about. The global automotive aftermarket industry generates over $400 billion per year. Wiper systems alone, blades, arms, fluid, motors, and replacements, represent one of the most reliable recurring revenue streams in that entire ecosystem. Unlike an engine rebuild or a transmission overhaul, wiper blades are something every single driver buys, regularly, predictably, without question. There are 280 million registered passenger vehicles in the United States alone. Wiper blades need replacing every 6 to 12 months. At an average retail price of $20 to $40 per pair, that is a market worth between $10 billion and $20 billion annually in North America alone. A $1 solution that eliminates that purchase permanently does not fit anywhere inside that economic engine. Here is what the industry did instead. They took the same hydrophobic chemistry, the same silicon dioxide compound that costs pennies per gram to manufacture, and they packaged it, branded it, priced it at $10, $15, sometimes $25 per small bottle. The product is called Rain X. Illinois Toolworks, the parent company, generated $15.9 billion in revenue last year. Rain X is one of their flagship automotive products. Now flip the bottle over and read the ingredients list. Hydrophobic silicone polymer. That is the entire active compound. The same silicon dioxide chemistry that Army Air Corps mechanics were mixing and applying to bomber glass in 1943. The same mineral compound Venetian glassmakers used on cathedral windows in the 12th century. Illinois Toolworks takes $1 worth of naturally occurring chemistry, dissolves it in a proprietary solvent carrier, pours it into a branded bottle, and sells it back to you at 15 times the actual ingredient cost. And they sell it alongside wiper blades, not instead of them. Because the goal was never to replace the wiper market. The goal was to add a premium product on top of it and make sure you never realized the two products were redundant. The $1 version of this chemistry is still available at every hardware store in America. It is sold as glass water repellent sealant or silicone glass treatment. The compound inside is chemically identical to Rain-X. The price difference is entirely the label and the marketing budget behind it. Nobody at the dealership mentions this. The service advisor writing your maintenance ticket is not trained to tell you that a $1 annual application can eliminate wiper blade purchases entirely for normal rain conditions. They were trained to sell you the next set of blades. Here is exactly how to apply this for under $1 and get results that last up to 2 years. Go to any hardware store. Find a glass water repellent sealant listing silicon dioxide as the active ingredient. Generic store brand, 80 cents to $1.50. Identical chemistry to Rain-X at 1/10 the price. Clean the windshield completely with dish soap, then isopropyl alcohol on a microfiber cloth. Run a dry finger across it. It should squeak. That is bare glass. That is what you want. Work the compound into the glass in firm circular motions. Let it haze 3 to 5 minutes. Buff it off. The glass comes up clear with a slight gloss. Run water over it. Watch what happens. It beads instantly and rolls off. That is 80 years of buried knowledge working exactly the way it always has. Treat every glass surface on the vehicle, side windows, rear windshield, mirrors. One application lasts up to 2 years. You are finished buying wiper blades for rain. Subscribe. because the next vault is heavier than this one.